On Super Size versus Super Skinny tonight, a woman who thinks she's unlocked the secret to aging.
From a very young age, I've always said that I was never getting old.
By going on a radical diet.
My mind controls my body.
And a man whose love of food is getting in the way of his love life.
Oh, I have a very wonderful relationship with food. We're together most times.
For a stomach-turning week, they're going to swap diets to teach each other a tough lesson about food.
Because I am slim, does it have to mean that I have an issue with food?
Journalist Anna Richardson delves into the murky world of diet pills and learns about some hideous side effects.
You'd have to make sure you didn't fart.
You would literally poo your pants.
Yes.
And Gillian McKeith enlists some help in reducing the nation's rears.
I've now been tasked to tighten up those backsides. Ball! In!
For the last 4 weeks, we've been fattening up the super skinny in our feeding clinic, and this week is no exception. Checking in tonight is Elizabeth Young from Brentford. She thinks her restrictive diet is the key to eternal youth.
I've never really embraced the aging process. From a very young age, I've always said that I was never getting old.
Elizabeth is part of a radical growing trend.
Being skinny and looking young are twin obsessions of our time, and many women think that a restricted diet is the key to eternal youth. However, if you start cutting out essential food groups and drastically reducing what you eat, then you risk aging prematurely and you'll do serious damage to your body.
Proud of her health regime, Elizabeth wants to take part in the swap to prove that not all super skinnies have issues with food.
I don't have a bond with food. I can take it or leave it. I'm not emotionally connected to food. To me, I see food like petrol, in a sense that you only put petrol in a car when the car needs it. So I put food into my body when I need it.
Her anti-aging diet will now come under the spotlight as Dr. Jesson checks Elizabeth into the feeding clinic.
You're exactly 5 foot.
An average woman of 5 foot should weigh 7 stone 2 pounds.
You are 6 stone 2.
That sounds very good.
Very good. We'll talk about that later.
With a 22-inch waist, Elizabeth is the size of an average 7-year-old girl. But Elizabeth is 41, an adult Peter Pan. In her quest for eternal youth, she has designed a truly extreme diet, only eating foods which she thinks will keep her young.
I normally have 4 Brazil nuts and 4 California prunes if I'm having breakfast, because I only eat when I'm hungry.
And if she is hungry, dinner is a bowl of rice, tuna and raw garlic, which could last her 3 days.
I have 4 cloves of garlic every day, and that is usually sliced in with whatever I'm having.
Elizabeth has rigid tests in place to make sure she doesn't put on weight.
If I cannot get my fingers around my leg, then I know that I need to do some more exercise or to eat a little bit less. I like being this size.
Elizabeth may think her regime is ultra-healthy, but Dr. Jesson is not convinced.
You're really quite a lot underweight.
I don't think I'm underweight.
You don't think you are? Why not?
I feel perfectly healthy.
What do you think might happen long term if you stay this weight?
I think I'll live longer.
Do you?
Yes.
Why do you think that? Where did you hear that eating very little will make you live longer?
It's not so much about eating very little, it's just my mindset. I've pretty much found out that some food are good for you, some are bad. So I choose the ones that are good.
I'm going to really be harsh with you and tackle you this week and show you that actually eating more is not going to make you fat. And if you carry on like this, you will make yourself ill long term, and I guarantee that. Elizabeth thinks she's found the secret to eternal life, but because her diet is so poor and she's missing important vitamins and minerals, she's actually going to age quite rapidly.
Dr. Jesson's got a major battle on with Elizabeth, so we've brought in the big guns. He's one of our largest supersizers. Meet Stefan. He's been morbidly obese for the past 10 years, and he's a foodaholic. 36-year-old Stefan is a milkman who has a serious love affair with food.
Oh, I have a very wonderful relationship with food. We're together most times.
With 3 a.m. start, his feeding frenzy begins with an early morning trip to the local bakery.
Oh, the smell of Danish pastry and the bread, and it just has me at hello. And that starts my day off, and from then on it's just a downhill tread to destruction. Sausage rolls and cheese, big cream finger bun, and I would feast on crisps and coke and scone, and anything that's eatable gets in my road is just doomed.
Over the next 5 days, Stefan will be trying to kick-start Elizabeth's passion for food, as well as calling a halt to his over-amorous relationship.
You are £485 exactly.
That's a whopping 34 stone, 9 pounds, nearly 3 times heavier than his recommended weight. Stefan's waist is more than 3 times the size of Elizabeth's.
I've worked out your body mass to be 67. That is the highest body mass I have ever seen in anybody. We would call morbidly obese a body mass of about 50. Morbidly obese means heading for an early grave. You ain't gonna make 40.
I'm not ready for Dan yet. I've got life in me yet. I've got a drive in me. I want to see my niece grow up. I want to live.
They say opposites attract, so with a 28 stone difference and contradictory views on food, could this diet swap be a marriage made in heaven or hell? Well, we're about to find out. It's time for Super Size to meet Super Skinny.
I'm Stefan.
Hello, Elizabeth.
Hello, Elizabeth. How are you?
I'm all right.
Well, look where we've found ourselves, eh? Oh my goodness me. So, I'm really, really big.
I'm really small, they tell me.
Well, 34 stone of sheer...
You don't look 34 stone.
Do I not look 34 stone? That's fantastic. Do I look 34 stone now? It looks
You
like
wear it
this.
well.
Thanks very much. So, Elizabeth, why are you here?
I want to prove that not all skinny people have issues with food.
I have the most shocking diet, so I'm really looking forward to yours. God.
We are going to have so much fun. Yeah, but I could tell, as soon as I saw him, I read his personality. Yeah, like-minded.
Before Dr. Jessen can enlarge Elizabeth and slenderize Stefan, he needs to open their eyes to their extreme eating.
This is going to be the first of your big wake-up calls to what I think is a really serious problem that you've both got, okay? And that is your really messed up attitudes to food. This is what you tend to get through in a week for your breakfast. Let's have a look. So this is your dried cereal because you don't have milk with it. You have orange juice, that's the banana.
Half a banana.
And I bet there's some nuts coming in because I remember you have Brazil nuts as well, don't you? That's an entire week's worth of breakfast. Let's move on to lunches now. Do you like garlic?
No.
Oh dear. Rice? You like your turkey curry type things, don't you? And pasta. What one food, if you're given the choice of any food as a sort of last meal, what would you choose?
I don't see food in those terms.
You see, this is what's so interesting with you. You don't have a passion, you don't have a love of food.
Could I just say something?
Absolutely.
I had no idea I was eating so much.
You think that's a lot of
It's
food?
a lot of food.
Elizabeth may think this is a large amount of food, but a woman's typical recommended daily intake is 2,000 calories. Elizabeth eats a shockingly meagre 1,000 calories. This means she's under-eating by 7,000 calories a week, or 3.5 days' worth of food.
I want to turn and have a look at what it is Stefan eats.
Let's go.
Sausage rolls. Nice start to the day. What's that?
Scones. Yes.
Scones. Okay.
That's
Sausages.
cheese. Sausages.
Is this sort of 10 a.m. breakfast? Where are we up to? 8 a.m.?
You're into the burger section.
Here come your snacks, by the way. Crisps, family-sized bags of chocolate
Put them in.
sweets. How much cola would you drink during a day?
Maybe 2-3 pints.
Here we go. Here we go. Ever had Irish stew?
No.
No,
You're going to love it.
I've never had it like that either.
I don't even know where we're up to. I'm completely lost with you. But it's
I'm lost myself,
it's a constant intake of huge quantities of food.
Stefan is gobbling down a staggering 8,590 calories a day. That's a whopping 60,130 a week, which is an overeat of 16 days.
Good luck, Elizabeth. Do you want a spoon?
Still to come, will it be murder on the dance floor for our two supersizers?
You're gonna go deep into territory that you don't want to go into.
What's that?
Called ephedrine.
What's ephedrine?
Anna Richardson gets pills and thrills on an extreme diet.
Oh my word, they were mental!
And Gillian McKeith sticks a boot into the buttocks of Portsmouth.
I want your bums to stand to attention rather than hanging low. Gillian McKeith has arrived to save your ass. We're a nation of large arses and big bums. And I'm travelling the length and breadth of the country on a campaign to reduce them. Your left side's a bit less toned than the right. Yes. Why would that be?
I do salsa.
Do you? You're only using one leg? Oh, she's got some tone. She needs to lose a little bit of padding. I found out that the national average is a whopping 40.5 inches. It's time for action. So, I've rounded up a sample of 101 fat-bottomed girls to try out different means and machines that claim to trim your tush. I'm on a mission to ban big bums. And I'm about to show you a future where lumpy rears and roomy bums are a thing of the past. This week, our group of volunteers has sailed in from Portsmouth in a bid for ship-shape buttocks. OK, let's take a look then, shall we, girls? All right, oh dear, OK. At an average of 45.5 inches, my wide-loaded women are 5.5 inches apiece over the national average. With a total of 500 inches, they're as beamy as a barge. What do the sailors say when you walk by? They don't. So, I've got the perfect solution to bust those billowing backsides. Thank you. And save our souls, it's a special pair of shoes. OK, they look a bit strange. Called MBT's Maasai Barefoot Technology. They're based on the way the Maasai tribes people walk in the sand.
They feel quite light and bouncy to walk in, actually. They're quite... It's like got space boots.
The makers claim the shoes distribute pressure equally over the foot, causing the unbalanced body to use muscles usually neglected when walking, meaning you get a buttock-punching workout.
You can sort of feel it in the backs of your legs and sort of already after about 20 minutes of putting them on.
Kind of like you're walking on uneven ground. It's kind of weird. But you're only going to reduce those rears by really walking off that pork. So I think it's time for booty camp. Right, ladies, I want your bums to stand to attention rather than hanging low. I've got something to put you through your paces, ladies. Sergeant Major! For one day only, I've drafted in a little help from a friend. Ladies, this is Warrant Officer First Class Phillips, and you'd better get that title right.
I've now been tasked to tighten up those backsides. Fall in! Move to the left in fall! Left, tight! By the right! Quick, march! Left, fight, left, fight, left, fight, there! Left, fight, left, fight, left, fight, there! No, right! Right! Will, wait for it! Left, fight, left, fight, left, fight, there!
If you want a pert bum, you've got to do the work. Come on, ladies, faster! WOP! Now, all that remains to be seen is whether the shoe-stomping troops succeed in beating the droop. Join me later to find out.